Hey everyone, how are you doing? Today is December 28th, 2017, and I wanted to upload a video in order to just give you a update on how everything's going with my transition. Last month marked 12 months that I have been on hormone therapy, and everything's going pretty well. Uh, hair is something that I grow a lot of in places that I never thought existed or I never realized it until I feel a breeze, and then there's this hair that is touching my leg or my arm, or luckily my chest is still bare. I'm not looking forward to getting a hairy chest, so I hope that stays the way it is. Yesterday I just shaved uh, everything off for the first time in probably a while. I mean, I think this and this is the only thing, and that wasn't intentional. I just kind of forgot. I was so focused on making sure that I didn't get razor burn um, on my face because I break out. Now, I don't like how that looks when I break out. I need to find somebody that knows how to do a facial. But I heard to break out more when you do a facial, so I'm kind of up in the air with that idea too. So we'll see how that works out. Um, what else is there? As far as my development, everything is going pretty well. I have not worked out as much as I probably should the last couple of weeks, but before that, I was working out about 3 or 4 times a week, and it's all been pretty positive effect. Uh, so, real quick fun fact: when you're taking hormones, when you're going female to male, uh, it works the other way as well. But specifically for myself, when you're going female to male, what happens is your fat redistributes, and it wants to go to the places where a man's fat is carried, which unfortunately is in your stomach. But my legs and the hips have gone down significantly. I've already had my top surgery, so that's not a area of concern for me. And women generally carry it in their buttocks. I've never had a large buttocks, so it never really mattered, but it was a bit wider than it is now. So through exercise and hormone therapy, my body has now trimmed down to a size 32 on my waist. And working out my shoulders, my chest, and my arms has allowed me to look a little bit broader in my shoulder area, and minus the chest. Breast tissue being absent, it's actually improved it. It's my favorite James Brown shirt. Um, so that has always gone good. My progress in that is very satisfying to me because I want to represent the trans community as positively as possible. I want people to look at me, and whether they are somebody that has a transgender person in the family, or perhaps it might be somebody that is considering transition themselves, to look at it and see it in a positive light. It's not a negative thing. It really is a very personal thing. If you think about it, it has really nothing to do with anybody else. And once you get to the root of it, I look back on my videos of how scared I was and how almost ashamed I was because I didn't know how it was going to be perceived, and I didn't know how people were going to perceive me, and I didn't know if I was going to be this freak that was walking around by myself. Um, I've always had support and stuff, but there's still a sense of vulnerability, or a level of vulnerability that everybody carries with themselves, regardless of how much support you have, because of the inner conflict that you have in yourself, And I carried that conflict for so many years. I mean, so many, as long as I can remember. And being who I am is just, my cousin, she says, she's like, I can just tell, you just look so happy. And I am. I'm so, so happy. Um, Everything in control that I have control over, meaning not individuals that are not in my control. Talking about things that are in my control: education, career, traveling, transition, working out, development, all that stuff that is in my control is going exactly how I want it to. I have not. I'm proud to say I haven't been lax on any of it. It's all been a pretty awesome experience. And in the last year of 2017, I've had a lot of triumphs. I've had a few fails, but I've come out stronger than I could have ever expected, and more optimistic than I could have ever dreamed. Um, so, and going forward with that, I hope everybody else has that same idea. I'm single right now, but not being too specific on any individual, I hope everybody finds an inner peace and a way to forgive and move on and realize that sometimes things just don't work out, and it doesn't matter how many years you invest in something or how bad you want something to work or what other people are going to think about a failed relationship. It all comes down to we're human, and sometimes things don't work out, and that's okay. That's okay, because if you sit here stuck on something that you're forcing to be together, all those opportunities of the things that are supposed to be in your path are passing you by because you're wasting your time trying to force a circle into a square. And I know it sucks. I gave up an 8-year relationship. I did. And I'm a stronger person for it. And I'm a happier person for it because I'm not sitting there constantly trying to compromise on things that I don't want to compromise on. Every relationship is going to be a compromise. I get that. But it shouldn't be to an extent where you have to consciously think of it all the time. If you have to constantly think, okay, if I walk in the door and I don't throw the trash right away, she's going to start getting mad at me. I mean, little things like that, if they don't just come naturally because you're like, you know what, this is my part of the duties in the household, and it's constantly, it's like almost a chore, then there's only so many things you can do to make an excuse for that before you're like, this isn't working, I'm forcing this. You can force a relationship for a long time. I'm sure a lot of our grandparents did it for many years because they made that sort of commitment, but sometimes it just doesn't work out, and our world is a much different place. Not forgiving that you make a commitment for life, but sometimes it doesn't work out. People change, and if you guys don't change together on the same wavelength and have the same values, after a while it wears on you, and you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Because you can't change somebody that doesn't want to be changed. They might put up a good front for a little while, but they're going to go right back into their old ways. So I hope in 2018, my loved ones, you recognize what's healthy for you and what's not. And you find the strength to make the changes that you need to in order to be the happiest you can possibly be. And know that I'll be there for you. Unconditionally, wholeheartedly, unjudgmental. I will be there for you. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, safe holiday. I, of course, will be at work because that's what I do. I love my job, so I'm not even complaining about it. I get to walk around in a fancy suit and pay out money and get people drunk and laugh and lose weight because I'm walking around so much. So I have a great perspective on what I do for a living. So I'll be off about 11 o'clock, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't. I may just head home by myself. I might go to the gym. I don't know if it's open. I might bring in the new year the way I want to, but we'll find out. I'm very grateful over the last year. There's a lot of things that could have went really, really wrong, and by the grace of God, they didn't. And everybody's intact, and everybody's healthy, and everybody's safe, and that's all that matters. Money comes and goes. That's one thing I've learned. I'm so happy that in 2018 I'm walking in with no credit card debt, minimal other debt. I mean, everybody's going to have a mortgage. Everybody's going to have, most people are going to have a car payment, which I do, but I have like a 2% interest rate, so it's not a big deal. But tangible things come and go. And I remember when I was at Grand Canyon, the first professor I had said, when you die, your headstone's gonna say a year, a dash, and a year. And he said, you know the only part of that matters? And we all sat there. He said the dash. And the dash is because that's what you did with your life. It's not gonna say, oh, Felix owned a huge house and Felix owned, it doesn't matter. What's going to matter is that I'm a story to tell. Anybody that's interacted with me, oh, I know a female and she used to be a girl, but now he's a man. And he has a good personality, and he has a good perspective on things, and he has a good, ethic, value system. Trying to be the best you can be is absolutely the most important thing to me in my perspective. I see, people have said that I'm high maintenance. I'm not high maintenance. There's not one part of me that is to the core flashy by any means. I like what I like, and it could be a house in South Phoenix, or it could be a brand new 2018 GMC Sierra. It really varies. It does. So tangible items come and go. Money comes and goes. Doesn't really matter. I just hope everybody finds their peace in the world and walks into this new year with an outstanding perspective on life, because it really is a beautiful thing, and it really is too short. You know, I get hit by a bus tomorrow, and I will be pretty proud of the things that I've accomplished in life, and I hope that everybody can say the same thing. So here's wishing you a wonderful new year. I will do a video hopefully late next month. I have a couple of doctor's appointments that are scheduled for my top surgery and for my primary physician that I am now going to have for my checkup. So everybody take care, and I will hear from you soon, okay? Take care.